Ray Rice, a professional football player, is seen in the elevator video knocking out his then girlfriend. Now, this took place months ago. And yes, the video was disgusting to see. But what was more disgusting was how it was painfully obvious that they had that video for months and said nothing. But all of a sudden, it's being shown daily on the news. Daily. Then, a few days later, here's Adrian Peterson, a father who used a switch to discipline his child, is now accused of child abuse. Again, another professional football player. Since then, there have been a stream of Ame Rican players being accused of abuse and violence. Now, look at history. Since when did these people care if a brother beat his wife or his child? They don't care about us unless it's to serve a purpose for them in some major way. So when you see this open character attacks on our people, it's about fear. Fear of them knowing the truth. And I believe the truth is that our people are waking up to their identity on this land, and it's making the European descendants nervous. One have to be blind to not see this was a panic move by somebody's somewhere who profit from us being deaf, dumb, and delusional about ourselves. Why? Why do I say this? I'm inclined, as well as others, to believe it's due to the growing awareness within our people of who they are on this land. As long as we're uttering nonsense like let the past be the past and believing we're descendants of some Africans from some unknown African land, they'll leave us alone. You see? But when we start waking from our slumber and take on the mentality of each one teach one, they know it's a matter of time we're going to push the issue that this is our home and that they need to leave. Folks, I know we've all seen the movies and heard the stories about how powerful this system is. But that's programming designed to scare you into accepting whatever they give you, whatever treatment that they levy on you. In other words, accept perpetual defeat and not stand on the truth. If this system was like a never-ending European rabbit hole, like it's portrayed in movies and in stories and so forth, they would care less about you knowing the real past. Heck, they would teach you the real history to glorify their conquest and how powerful of a system that they have in place. But that's not the reality. The talking heads on, I don't remember if it was CNN or Fox News, that made a comment when Obama in 2010 signed the Declaration for the Rights of Indigenous People. They said something along the lines of, now it's time to get rid of whitey, or now it's get rid of whitey time, something along those lines. Why did they say that if this system couldn't be removed? Why did they say that if we're stuck in this system forever? It's the opposite. The Ame Rican movement, the awakening of the so-called African American, who is really the indigenous of this land, has gained a lot of momentum, and there's no turning back. The European knows this. He knows his time ruling over us is done, so he's pulling out the same propaganda. He don't know any new tricks. It's the same old game over and over. He can't understand that our people have been beat down to the point that we're at our lowest element and have no place to go but back to Mother Nature, or to Mother, which is our true nature. So all of this attacking of our men, showing them as uncontrollable, uncivilized, abusive, violent beings, is just that, an illusion, because you have to remember who's who and who's done what. As we speak, the European man is over in someone else's country killing their people. So how could we possibly be the monsters that they like to make us out to be? Now, I know some people say, oh, these are about athletes, and athletes, they get away with a lot of things, and that's true. However, you got to tell the truth. You got to tell the truth that this is not about dealing with a person who assaulted another person. This is about crucifying an entire group of people to justify your ill treatment of those people. That is what this is about. And we need to keep it straight. We need to keep it straight amongst ourselves. As long as we buy into the notion that this is about athletes, black athletes who can't control their behavior, we continue the process of destruction of our people. And like I said, we've reached the bottom. There is nowhere else to go but up. And I have to turn back to something Elijah Muhammad said in the past. Elijah Muhammad, if he didn't say anything else worth noting, he did say that the black man, meaning the American, would have to deal with change, and that change was going to come whether he wanted it to or not, whether he was in agreement with it or not. Change was going to come, and he was going to have to be in his rightful place. Now, I'm paraphrasing on that part. But that's the only change that we're dealing with. We need to deal with hell. So now we have to deal with being our true selves. And it's not about whether or not we want to be in our rightful place, in our rightful mind. It's about what's going to have to be in order for us to exist. Actually, in order for anybody to exist, the indigenous people of this planet are going to have to be in their natural state of mind. And I believe that is why the Ame Rican movement is carrying such a punch now. Because our ancestors are speaking through our genes. They're speaking through the cells in our bodies. Science have shown that cellular memory is passed from parent to child. So that means that we have a whole lot of memories within us that are coming online, that are coming to the forefront and making their needs, making the past, making our identity all known. So, in a nutshell, all of this tearing down of our aboriginal males is a ploy, is a desperate ploy to keep this craziness that they call Western society, to keep it going. But it's not working anymore. The spell has been broken.